Hi everyone, here Joan Oliva trying to improve my English. Hope you're well. Today we're gonna work a lot on the practice and Johnny will take the positionings, but we're gonna start with talking about defense. So narrow blocking defense, what does it mean? Basically, to stay close to each other, the backline is stayed close to the center mid is close to the strikers, and even the goalkeeper needs to step a little bit. If the other team decides to pass the ball to one side, everybody moves to that side. As you can see on the other side, on the right side of the blue team, on the left side on the orange team, no, we are not defending that space because they need at least 6-7 seconds, 2-3 passes to put the ball on that side. Will give us time enough to move everybody to get numbers there. That's why it's important to help each other, because if we reduce the distance between us, we are able to help each other on tackles, on second balls, and everything. Okay, so this is a new concept from this season. DGC, direct goal channel. In Houston and some DAs, they are applying this concept that comes from Europe, and it means basically protect the line that we can draw between the ball towards our goal. We always need people there, because if we have players there, they cannot progress on that side. They need to switch. Every time they switch, every time they make passes, every time they're dribbling, they are open the gate to commit a mistake, and then we can pick up the ball. And as you can see in a short, I will show you in a little video. Another defensive concept that is so important to understand is the zonal defense. Each player has a zone to defend, and we don't want you chasing players all over the field. So in Dynamo, we work on zonal defense. Sometimes our coach will ask to do some individual task or some individual mark on them, but basically we want to improve your understanding of soccer and we work on zonal defense. What does it mean? If the other team does make move, we're gonna do this. We're gonna go fullback on the fullback, our center mid on the center mid position. We're just gonna talk and switch players. Let's have a look on a video of the Louisiana crew playing against the U23 Dynamo Houston. Okay, so here we will see, focus on the white team. We are playing against a great team, a great players, the U23 from Dynamo Houston. And see now the white team, the Louisiana crew, is that shape in a 4-1-4-1 in defense. They create that line and they work together. Nobody is leaving the line just to do something crazy. If they pick up that spots behind us, we reduce the distance. Again, their goalkeeper has the ball. We saw them, they have better numbers than us. We go back. If they took this space, because they are great players and they found the epicenter, we reduce the space again and we try just to protect the goal. Look how the defenders try to protect the DGC, the direct goal channel. Because of this protection, they are forced to switch field. Because we protect the DGC proper, we saw an opportunity to press them in 1v1 situation and try to force the mistake. When we get the ball back, we are in a good position with all the space in front to start in a counter-attack, and then we score. But again, if you are not good at defense, it's impossible to attack proper. Now let's go for some soccer IQ test. So let me ask you, what do you think our number 5 need to do in this situation? Our midfielder tried to tackle the ball, but no success. So it's a 4v4, but as you can see, we have one player that almost is not ready for defense. So what do you think number 5 needs to do now? Option A, go directly to the player with ball and try to tackle him or her. Option B, shift a little bit to the right and stay there. Option C, do a big sprint and take that winger that is absolutely free on the left side. Option D, don't move, stay with that striker here. Let's go, think a little bit. I'll give you the answer in 5 seconds. Not D, because you don't need to stay with that player when you already has a teammate behind you that can help. Remember, soccer is a collective sport, we can help each other. not C, because that winger is not the most dangerous player right now, he's in a wide area, he's not in the central corridor. And not E, because you cannot allow again dribbling you and just go towards our keeper. So option B, because you will protect the DGC, you will have time, you will avoid, you will contain this player to go directly to the goal and give us time to your teammates to help you, create an arrow block, be strong and be defending again. If you pick up the option B, you are doing great.
Okay, hey guys, we're going to talk a little bit today about the central defenders, the 4 and the 5. Now, again, I've got this set up in a 4-3-3 system of play for an 11-a-side team. Perhaps if you play 7 versus 7 or 9 versus 9, your defensive group might look like this. If you are 7 versus 7, it might look like this if you are playing 9 versus 9. So don't worry too much that I've got it set up in 11 versus 11 and you think, well, I don't play 11 versus 11, that's fine. The concepts, the principles, the roles and responsibilities and characteristics remain the same, whether you have 2 or whether you have 1. Okay, so we're going to talk a little bit about the central defenders, the number 4 and the number 5. Similar to the fullbacks, the central defenders, their priority is to be a defender first. Maybe a defender all the time. Perhaps not so much attacking potential as maybe the outside fullbacks do. So they need to recognize the danger, they need to make sure that they block the shots, but in this central area. In the same way, we don't really want the wide fullbacks crossing over into the middle, we don't really want the central defenders coming out into wide areas unless it's an emergency. So the priority for those central defenders is to make sure they have a strong starting position in relation to the play, recognize the danger, but down the center of the field because they need to protect the goal and protect the goalkeeper. That's their main priority, okay? Some other priorities here. Mentioned about crossing over or going into areas where we don't want them to go. If an opposition player is moving across into their zone, they can engage. If an opposition player moves into the next zone, then we don't need to follow him. We can pass that player on to our next guy. So that's something that we need to make sure that we are aware of as central defenders so we don't end up with 2 guys in the same zone, leaving a space somewhere else. Can we pass on our opponent to our teammates to defend? Something very important for central defenders to organize. Again, similar to the goalkeeper, because they can see the whole field, they can see their midfield in front, the forward line above, their vocal leadership is very important to make sure that we are organized. We spoke a little bit about weak side players. Again, the responsibility of that central defender is to make sure that those fullbacks are connected. When the defensive line moves up higher, ball travels this way, defensive line moves this way, we need to make sure that those fullbacks are not left behind, but they come up higher than our central defenders. Again, that's a responsibility of our two central defenders, our number 4 and our number 5. So, defender first, priority, block the shot. In terms of attacking responsibilities, again, more and more you will see these guys in possession, recycling the ball around the back line, maybe receiving the ball short from the goalkeeper on a goal kick. One thing that you do see, sometimes it's a little bit rare, but you do see nowadays, is the central defender stepping or carrying the ball into midfield, creating a numbers up situation in our midfield zone. Again, this is something that we'd like to see from central defenders who are capable soccer players, not just to play the simple square balls around the back, but can they play to the next line, or can they carry the ball into midfield to create the numbers up? They do have now responsibility with the ball at their feet. They're not just defenders who head or kick the ball away. They need to be able to play for sure. Okay, so their range of skills. We've spoken about being a defender. They need to tackle, they need to contain and delay, they need to block the shot, they need to be able to head the ball when the cross comes into the box. That is their priority. But the range of skills that we've spoken about, they need to be able to pass, they need to be comfortable in possession of the ball, they need to be able to carry or play the ball into the next line. Okay? So, in a concept, defender first, central defenders, protect the goalkeeper, goalkeepers protecting the goal. Down the centre of the field, we need the central defenders to be strong defenders first. And then when we have possession of the ball, either from the goalkeeper, either recycling the ball around the back or carrying into midfield, central defender needs to be able to play with his feet. So if you play in one of these positions, or even just as a lone central defender, these are some of the characteristics that the coach is going to be looking for. Thank you.
Hello keepers, training's Goalkeepers 101 the Dynamo way. Okay, another good technique, again, all from your stance. Make sure you have a good ready stance. You can train it by yourself. It's very important you roll the ball from behind to the front, so we're training ourselves to attack the ball. You can start off slow, then go fast, okay? Slow, through, come down, make the save, okay? So you alternate, same thing, slow, through, come down, make the save. Now fast, a little bit quicker, here. You're going to get some footwork in there to collect the ball, okay? You can do 10 of these each side, okay? Faster. Boom, come down and make the save, okay? Good technique to get your technique down. Make sure you're falling on your side, not your stomach. Make sure you're getting your footwork in there. You're attacking the ball. Keep up the good work, guys. Here, he says turn. I turn, I find the ball, okay?
On the volley?
Yeah, on the volley, okay? So you're going to say turn.
Okay. And turn.
Find the ball. Remember, body behind the ball as much as you can. Get your feet there. Collect the ball. Okay?
And turn.
Find the ball. Try to move those feet quick. Try to mix out. Okay? He can vary the service, high, low, medium ball to keep you challenging a little bit. If you don't have somebody hit volleys, have them underthrow it. Have them throw the ball at you. Collect it that way. Work on your handling. Work on your reaction. Work on being on the balls of your feet. Good ready stance. Collecting the ball properly. Keep up the good work, guys. Do it. Just okay, yeah. Good.
Okay. And lace the body this time. Good. Laces again. Good. Laces. Good. Good. Alright. And so the next one. Like rise and then return.
Laces back.
Sure. Yeah. And then same foot. So yeah. Right and right, left and left. Start here. Alternate right knee, left foot. Good. Left and right. Excellent. Okay. Good. Last one. Good. And rest. Okay. Just finish. Chest, thigh, return. Good. And go. last one. Good, and rest.
Alright, what's up guys? Hope you're having a good break. Not a great break, but here we're going to work on some speed here. 4 cones set out. You can use water bottles, you can use any object just to show wherever you want to be. In your backyard, it's easy to do. So I'll show you kind of how it starts. So here, I'm going to sprint to this first cone. I'm going to go backwards, take like a 5-10 second break. Then I'm going to go to the second one. I'm going to come all the way back. Here's our rest period. Then 5 to 10 seconds, I'll go to the third. Then I'll come all the way back and then I'm done. Do this 2 or 3 times. Ready? Remember, these are as fast as you can go. As fast as you can go.
Thanks for your attention. Stay at home and forever orange.